According to animal behavior experts, some of the things you do for your cat every single day may be hurting them far more than you realize. The scariest part is that most of these habits look completely harmless. Some even feel loving, but behind the surface, they may be slowly damaging your cat's trust, their health, and their sense of safety inside the one place that should feel safest of all, home. And if you think that sounds dramatic, it isn't. Cats are masters at hiding stress, discomfort, and emotional distress. They do not cry out, explain themselves, or make their suffering obvious. Instead, they withdraw, change their behavior, or quietly lose trust in the person they depend on most. That means many cat owners are making serious mistakes for months or even years without realizing it. In this video, we'll break down 6 normal, everyday habits that may be silently harming your cat, explain the science behind why they matter, and show you what to do instead if you want your cat to feel truly safe, understood, and deeply bonded to you. If your cat seems distant, stressed, or suddenly different, you may be doing something wrong without even knowing it. Number 1. Yelling at your cat when they make a mess. Have you ever caught your cat knocking something off the counter and immediately shouted their name? Almost every cat owner has done it at least once. In that moment, yelling feels natural. It feels like the fastest way to correct a behavior. But to your cat, that is not what is happening at all. Cats do not process cause and effect the way humans do. They do not clearly connect, "I knocked the glass over," with "my human is yelling now," in the same way a person might expect. What they do register is your volume, your tone, and the sudden burst of tension in the room. Behavior research has shown that repeated verbal punishment can raise stress levels in cats and contribute to behaviors like hiding, aggression, and litter box problems. Instead of learning not to repeat the action, your cat may simply learn that you are unpredictable. And once a cat starts feeling unsafe around you, trust begins to weaken in quiet ways that many owners do not notice until much later. The better approach is redirection, not intimidation. If your cat jumps on counters, give them a legal vertical space like a cat tree or shelf nearby. If they keep knocking objects down, understand that this may come from boredom, curiosity, or a need for stimulation. The goal is not to make your cat afraid of making mistakes. The goal is to create an environment where the right behavior becomes easier than the wrong one. Agree? Comment 1. Disagree? Comment 0. Number 2. Never letting them hunt or chase. A lot of owners think a calm cat is a happy cat. If the cat sleeps all day, lies quietly in one spot, and does not create problems, it must mean everything is fine. But that is not always true. When a cat goes day after day without chasing, stalking, pouncing, or catching anything, something important is missing from their life. Cats are natural predators. Their brains are built around a hunting sequence: stalk, chase, pounce, catch. When that cycle is never activated, many cats become mentally understimulated, even if they look physically relaxed. Studies on feline behavior have linked lack of interactive play with obesity, frustration, overgrooming, and depression-like symptoms, so that lazy cat who seems low maintenance may not be content at all. They may simply be shut down. That is why daily play matters so much. It is not just exercise. It is emotional regulation, mental enrichment, and instinct fulfillment all at once. The practical fix is simple. Spend 10 to 15 minutes each day using a wand, toy, or anything that moves like real prey. Do not just wave it in front of your cat's face. Let it hide, dart, pause, and escape. Make your cat work through the full hunting sequence. When you do this consistently, you often see a huge change in mood, energy, confidence, and affection. What parle d'eux? Comment d'eux? Number 3. Only feeding them dry kibble. What if the food you give your cat every single day is slowly drying them out from the inside? Most owners never think about it this way, because dry food feels normal, convenient, and complete. But cats were not built to rely on thirst the way humans or dogs are. Their ancestors got most of their water from prey, which means modern cats still have a very weak natural drive to drink enough on their own. So when a cat eats only dry kibble every day, they may be living in a constant state of low-level dehydration without showing obvious signs. That matters more than most people realize. Over time, poor hydration can put pressure on the kidneys and urinary tract, especially as cats get older. And because cats hide discomfort so well, many owners do not notice a problem until it becomes serious. What looks like a harmless feeding routine may actually be increasing health risks over the years. The practical fix does not have to be extreme. You do not need to throw away dry food completely. Even adding wet food a few times a week can make a real difference. You can also support hydration with water fountains, multiple water bowls, and by placing them away from the litter box. Small changes in feeding habits can protect your cat in ways that are invisible now, but hugely important later. You want the short version or the long version next? Comment ND. Number 4. Petting them in the wrong spots. Have you ever been petting your cat? Everything seemed fine, and then suddenly they bit you. Most owners think the cat changed mood for no reason, but in many cases, the real problem is overstimulation. A cat's body is extremely sensitive, and the same touch that feels good at first can become uncomfortable very quickly. The safest areas are usually the cheeks, under the chin, and around the base of the ears. So let your cat lean into your hand, watch their body language, and stop the moment their tail starts flicking or their ears shift back. Respecting that limit is how trust grows. Team gentle head scratches or team belly rub mistakes? Comment A, B. Number 5. Hiding the litter box in the wrong place. Where is your cat's litter box right now? Be honest. Is it tucked into a dark corner, hidden behind the washing machine, or pushed into a small room nobody uses? To a human, that seems practical. It keeps the mess out of sight, and the smell away from the main living area. But to your cat, that setup can feel deeply unsafe. Cats are both predators and prey, which means they are especially vulnerable when using the litter box. They need to feel that they can see what is around them and leave quickly if necessary. When a litter box is placed in a cramped, noisy, or hard-to-escape location, many cats begin to associate that space with stress. That is when litter problems start, and what many owners call bad behavior is often just fear. The fix is simple but important. Place litter boxes in quiet, open, easy-to-access areas and follow the N+1 rule, meaning 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. Want a part 4 with stronger examples? Comment 2. Number 6. Leaving them alone too long. Many people still believe cats do not care when you leave, that they are independent, distant, and perfectly fine on their own for long stretches. But that idea is far more damaging than it sounds. Cats form real emotional bonds with the people they trust. They may not cry at the door the way dogs do, but that does not mean they are unaffected. Cats often respond to loneliness in silence. They withdraw, overgroom, lose appetite, or become less socially engaged. That is why long hours alone can take a bigger emotional toll than most owners realize. The best response is not guilt, it is intention. Leave enrichment out before you go. Rotate toys, create a window perch, and when you come home, do not just pass by your cat. Sit down and give them a few minutes of real attention. For your cat, that moment matters more than you think. If you've watched this far, comment 8. Now that you know more about the everyday habits that may be quietly hurting your cat, you can start seeing their behavior in a completely different way. So many of the things cats feel most deeply never come out in obvious ways. They do not explain their stress, their fear, or their disappointment. They simply react through silence, distance, or small behavioral changes that most owners miss. And that is exactly why understanding them matters so much. The good news is that once you know what these mistakes look like, you can begin to change them. Small adjustments in how you speak, play, feed, touch, and care for your cat can make an enormous difference in how safe, relaxed, and loved they feel in your home. Now we would love to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you noticed any of these habits in your own routine? Share your own experience and tell us which one surprised you the most. And if this video helped you understand your cat a little better today, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos.